Randomized forests, a new part of the human cell, and humanless surgery. This is 5 science stories for you in 3 minutes or less. No time to waste, so let's get started. Robots performing surgery isn't new, but a new study just completed 8 robot surgeries with a 100% success rate and 0 human intervention. The robot worked on real tissue, and though it was slower than a human surgeon, it was more steady and it was able to self-correct. The study outlines a system that takes natural language instructions and sends it to a lower level system that actually makes the robot go. Once the steps are given, the system monitors itself and can even give itself corrections in natural language, like move left arm higher. They propose this as a framework for programming robotic surgeries that could be used for other procedures in the future. Bees are dying at an alarming rate. Again. Last year, beekeepers in the US lost on average about 60% of their colonies. The most prominent cause is an increase in varroa mites, which spread diseases rapidly among bee colonies. Unfortunately, varroa mites are becoming resistant to amitraz, the last known pesticide that works against them. On top of mites, bee colonies are just more susceptible to diseases because they're stressed from climate change and a reduced food supply. Bees are absolutely vital to humans for pollinating the plants that we eat, so the best thing you can do to help is support wild bee populations by planting native plants in your yard or garden. Scientists have discovered a new organelle in the human cell. You may remember from high school biology that organelles are parts of the cell, such as the famous mitochondria. This new organelle is named a hemifusome, and it's been hidden until now because it comes in and out of existence as needed. Scientists at the University of Virginia have described its role as a cargo loading dock that helps package and move nutrients and waste throughout the cell. A handful of genetic disorders have to do with this process of transferring materials between cells, so identifying this new step in the process could eventually lead to breakthroughs in understanding or treating certain genetic disorders. Planting trees randomly makes them way more productive than planting in rows or in blocks. Forests provide lots of services for us, from sustaining the water cycle to helping recycle waste, and of course turning CO2 into breathable oxygen. In this study, the team measured a few of these services in trees of different species planted in rows, in blocks, or randomly. They found that trees are far more productive at these ecosystem services planted in the random pattern as opposed to the block pattern. Planting in rows landed somewhere between the two. We've known this in theory, but this study provides empirical evidence and computer models that can give guidance to help plan and make sure restoration efforts are more effective. And finally, on July 1st this year, astronomers noticed an object moving strangely through our solar system. The object is currently near Jupiter and isn't going to get any closer to Earth, but the way that it's moving tells us that it's from another solar system. This is the third known interstellar object ever since the first one discovered in 2017. It's basically impossible for us to travel to other solar systems, so interstellar objects like this might be able to bring materials to us from thousands of light years away to let us study real samples from other solar systems. That's all for now. You can support me on Patreon and Ko-Fi, and I'll see you next week.